Look at me as your bigger, wiser, older brother. And as a brother, should I tell you you're in trouble if they clap when you celebrate killing? Do they really love you? If record label bosses' kids were dying, would they sell us violence quickly as they're ready to desensitize us and tell you on the floor, holding the scoops, drop us a bone like a dog jumping through a hoop? Don't take it as a compliment, because it is not that. If I tell you that you're African, you tell me it's not that. But humanity is African, even if not black. The truth can be painful. Stop that. It's so inconvenient for those at the top that you talk too much truth, you might just get popped at. And if women are such hoes that we don't want to kiss you, what does it say about us that we still want to put our dick in? I'm done with the lines. Third eye open wide. See, the tougher that you act, the weaker you really feel inside. So all the killer, the trigger, and when we call ourselves on rock platinum chains bigger than jiggers, it's just to run from the fact that we feel insecure, get as many things as we want, but it cannot restore the core of who we are truly. That will surpass beauty. That comes from knowledge of yourself and a sense of duty. So all my brothers proclaiming that we are thugs. No, if we're honest, we just want to be loved. But we feel that we're not worthy and that we're not smart. So we act aggressive to protect our fragile little hearts, but we've got to deal with this pain or what we've consumed. That's enough honesty. Now let's resume. Turn this off, go back to rappers that tell us kill. But inside of ourselves, we know that this is real. Akala, this was from SPTV. Double Fix out now, check the CD. If you want a little knowledge bigger than college, I promise you the metaphors that will offer you solace. Like the Great Pyramid alone has 2.3 million stones. If you took them apart and placed them in a row, they would stretch 2/3 of the way around the earth. That is more stone than there is in every single British church ever put together. Each stone cut with a degree of accuracy of 1/1000th of an inch. Well, what does that mean? In 1978, the Japanese ran an experiment to rebuild with modern technology and failed terribly. Anyway, that's enough. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm going to hit you off with 2 more before I get out of your head. They're both kind of low. This one goes like this. Yes, I said the ghetto's in our head, but no, I didn't mean if you live next to a crack house that a single dreams. I'm not believing in the bullshit they spout about us. It's far more dangerous than putting us in council houses. So yeah, I criticize, but from a place of love, never, ever. Because I think that I've become above every young rub you want to judge as a tug. Is me minus a little guidance and love, so I think that you're the mug. And why be smug when it's an actual fact? We all commit crime, simply by paying tax. Because we didn't go and tickle them people in Iraq and ask them so politely for all the minerals we extract. We blew children's heads off, set fire to backs. This is a gangster nation, get down and you get clapped, so. When you see the youth them running around on the road with heaters, don't be surprised, they're just copying their leaders. Long as the wars stay in places that are brown and poor, we can all pretend to be aboard, but we applaud. If you go up to Knightsbridge and get violent, the policeman that dumps you will probably get knighted. So if I don't want to fight you, brother, it ain't because I'm frightened. I'd just rather fight with those who really think they're tight and shh. I ain't scared of bleeding, I'm only scared of breathing another breath in this world where everything is so uneven. Where millions murdered in the Congo and it's barely news. But if a footballer's wife should buy a pair of shoes, I'm supposed to give a fuck. Apparently what I do not. The world's a reflection of your block. And if you think a world that profit from their death and be totally cool thinks you're better because you live here, then you're a bloody fool. Look around at genocidal abuse. I swear humanity ain't nothing but a virus with shoes. And I pick my nephew up from school and I look at the youths and see the love they show each other, and I'm just so confused because they ain't learned yet what is their race and religion. So we're born unconditioned, but we learn to play our position within the system. Look what that does to our recognition of self. We grow suspicion of our own intuition. Now listen, Akala's sick, but he raps about racism too much. Could you imagine how they were playing? Because it's amazing. I mean, they want to claim they love this music with no respect for that. Did hip-hop not start in segregated hoods? And then hoods are not still segregated? So it's really good. And the First Nation are still on reservations where the age of 46 is the average life expectation. And fellas, I wonder where the favelas have been suddenly knocked down and replaced with something better. If you've got sense, you see fight to join the race, class, and gender besides the same coin. So if you really jump for justice, whoever the people who suffer, whoever you are, I consider you my sister's brothers. But call it what it is, like Colin or Bill Hicks. Not these patronizing left-wing little twits that ask me dumb on a superior tip. I want to act like because I read I saw less stabbings as a kid. Don't make me an exception for your own mental protection. I'm accepting the bullshit of the system with your left in. That was the clearest thing to come of August events. All the closet bigots started speaking their minds again. So if a Jamaican or Asian's misbehaving, of course it's because of their skin. Blonde hair shoots 1 million people, that's just him. And it's entertaining some people are so thick. But I prefer that than all of the fake grins, because it's the only problem. People claim they want to solve, but don't actually want to talk about how it evolved. See, originally in the States, working class whites were also enslaved, but no one talks about it today. Ever since the master came with the system of privilege, made the working whites the overseers, mulattoes the house, because put the darkest blacks in the field, that mind is with us still. $1 billion industry, skin cream, and bleaching pills. And let's be honest, most people in my complexion, to this very day, still think they're better than the darker section. You say it's change, but then only educate me about global force, not about the Africans in Haiti who beat the armies of the British, Spanish, and Napoleon. From the moment they stole them, they was your control. When I was in school, she said, no, you never fought for freedom. No, you're free. And you were on your knees pleading. But what's more, did you know that we kind of saved you from the barbarism of Africa? You should be grateful. And enough of our own people can't be bothered to read that they actually believe that we were swinging from trees. They don't know the Kingdom of Congo had embassies in Italy 500 years ago. Quite literally in her to St. Maurice, not Septimus Severus, they ain't studying the past because they think it's irrelevant and attempts at pretending ancient Egyptians were African is nothing more than pseudo-intellectual lies. They obviously ain't read what Aristotle and Herodotus said about people that they saw for their own eyes. And Egypt's been invaded since the fall of the pharaohs, not once, not twice, but many, many times. So nobody wants to explain why so many statues are missing noses, even when them statues made their grandma. But ain't one people alone is taught about themselves. We live on Celtic land, but don't learn about the Celts. The same Irish people they characterize as stupid during the dark. Ain't them some of the most educated living in Europe? And did you learn the numbers you count of every day was invented by Indian people? I bet you didn't. Or how many million Indians fought for Britain in both world wars? Still they got the cheek to call them immigrants. Yeah. We don't learn about the Moors, of course. For some that knowledge dangerous, is it a problem the impact they had on the Renaissance? When people take power over another group, got to minimize their achievements because they can't true. So if you think Columbus was the first to sail the ocean blue, you probably believe Elvis invented chocolate.
Akala shut down still. Akala live at the NUS Black Conference 2014, coming from University of Warwick. Akala shut down.
And this should be my last one, ladies and gentlemen.
Last one, here we go. Last one, Biz.
It's about 10 minutes long, so don't worry. Don't worry, it's not. When I say last one, it's it goes like this. Yes, I grew up in a single parent family. Due to a little bit of tragedy. Yes, I was a man, drugs and violence. For the day that I started secondary, that's part of it, not half of it. Get the picture, the rest of it necessary. But when I got a little caught up, but that ain't even half of my life. I was also given the knowledge of self that is all you actually need to survive. So if you saw me, age 9,
reading Malcolm, just fine.
Teachers still treated me stupid students that couldn't speak English.
They put in groups with.
And the irony is, some of the first men to give me schooling, they were called gangsters. I already explained it. We know what the truth is. They used to say,
SBTV Biz.
Yeah, I've got a name and dope on the street. Nighttime comes, I can't sleep. That's the part fake rappers don't speak. We don't hit the road because we're thugs. Don't come out the room and want to sell drugs. If we got the right guidance and love, would we fight people just like us? How can I not the hustle to get by? How did you think I ate as a child? Judge, no one done many things wrong. Just don't boast about it in songs, but listen to my older bars. I was just as confused as you probably are, but you grow when you learn. Travel, you cut. One too many man, you know, get cut up. One too many man that could have been doctors, end up spending the whole life boxed up. You learn. If you study, it's out just to make them money. No cover. It's all about getting people of color to fight for one another. So it's logical that us killing our mothers, dissing our mothers is right in line with the dominant philosophy of our time. But time is a cycle, not a line. Comes back around, you regain your mind, you ready for the energy. I tell them my rhyme. Remedy the pinnacle, jumping in your mind when the world is level is a crime. We can all fight with our brothers over crumbs. It's harder to fight the one who makes guns. We can all talk and get $2. Harder to be the one who seeks knowledge. If we understood economics, we know money's nothing. Think nothing of it. Money is the means to get wealth. Not the wealth itself, and don't get confused far from what would you see me do? I own my own hand coming around my neck. I know from where the diamonds came, but I do literally own a library that definitely costs more than your chain. And businesses and property far from starting to eat quite properly. I don't care. I just said it for the kids. You need to know you're not broke to listen. But don't know an asset from a liability because they've never been shown
the difference. Rich dad, poor dad biz.
The richest man in Britain is Asian, and that's significant, not coincidence. Because when Asian communities build their businesses, it's not by flossing and going out shopping and giving out the culture for everyone's profit. Who runs Poly? Indian people. Who runs rap? So we shake our ass and dance as if racism just upped and vanished. Has it? It's right on course. If eating so bad, you're trained to ignore. Let me not just make sweeping statements. Give me a second. I'll explain. For small amounts of non-violent drug possession, there's more black people in jail in America than there is for rape and armed robbery and murder all put together. And you can say they're just locking up thugs. But imagine they're in prison, they're a middle class kid that never held drugs. Oh, that's right. That would be their own kids. And you can say that. And you can say that they're just locking up tongues. But imagine they're in prison, they're a middle class kid that never held drugs. Oh, that's right. That would be their kids. And you can say that they're just black. But I like to deal with facts. In the 1920s, you would have found in America black towns with prospering centers of economics and education to make you proud. But some people couldn't bear that their former slaves would not just lie down to the KKK and other hate groups, burn those towns to the ground. Killing hundreds that ain't understood. You think you were always living in the hood. It's only been 60 years since the hung blacks and Burnham, and that was so cool. They were baskets, picnic baskets, even gave kids the day off school. Go see a lynching. Have a picnic. It's fun to watch the little monkeys die. The people act a little dysfunctional, and we want to pretend that we don't know why. If your colour means you could be killed and you're powerless to get justice about it, it is difficult to figure out how you then end up feeling about it, and that ain't excuses. I'm just dealing with the roots of abuses that make a reality where a generation of young men speak of ourselves as dirt. Casually. That's America. This Britain. Something similar?
Some different.
In this country, the first enslaved were the working class. What's changed? Worse jobs, worse conditions, most tax. Look where you live. If you go to the pub Friday night, you will fight with a guy, don't know what for, won't fight with a guy in a suit and a tie, you send your kids to die in a war. They don't send the kids to the rich and the politicians, it's your kids. The poor British that they send to go and die in a foreign land. For these wars that you don't understand. Yeah, they say you are British, and that lovely patriotism that you are, but in reality, you have nothing in common with immigrants and with your leaders. I know. Both sides of my family, black and white, I fed your mentality, reality in the system. Poor people are dirt regardless of shade. But with that said, let's not pretend that everything is the same. Because when our grandparents came here to Britain, if you had a criminal record, you couldn't get in. That ain't protected from all the stupid abuses they will be living. Kicked in the teeth, stabbed in the street, many times firebombed our houses, put feces through our letterbox, and of course the cops did so much about it. Daily, up to the 80s, people spitting in my pram because I was a crewmate. But of course, that has had no effect on why today we are crazy. And none of this was for any good reason. They were just dark and green. Ease the guilt now for all of this treatment, constant stereotypes and needed. If I celebrate how big they are, pricks that I'm flipping, clicks that I'm chicken, chicks that I'm hitting, I'm playing my position. But if I teach a kid to be a mathematician, I'm messing with the schism, how they're going to fill a prison where materialism is none of our religion. What do you think we've got now in Britain? Just like America, private prison, prison for profit. So I mean, if your friends go to jail, someone makes money off it. So keep environments that breed crime, build more jails at the same time, market madness to the kids in the rhymes, long as rich kids ain't dying, it's fine. Get them to the point where some are so lost that I can believe if they don't celebrate killing themselves off. But that is because they're soft. Was Malcolm soft? Was Marley soft? Tell me, was Marcus Garvey soft? Well, was Muhammad Ali soft? Nah, I think not, but they want us to think that the road is cool, and being on road is all we could do. But we don't control the wholesale production, so who benefits from us moving the food? All thinking there's no way out of road life, but Malcolm X was a hustle on the wrong side. Marcus Garvey organized more than 6 million people with no Facebook or Twitter. Why is it something we can't do? One of my old homeboys did a 10 straight in the boxing yard. Now it's passing his doctor. Don't tell me that it's too hard. Who trains you to believe that in theory your son won't ever go in Nigeria are the remains of an ancient moat dug 1,000 years ago, 20 meters wide, 70 down. Round the remains of an ancient town that's 400 square miles around. 400 square miles around. Please don't believe me. It was a documentary on BBC, but we ain't studying history. Too busy watching MTV. MTV said, we're platinum. Now everyone knows about we're platinum. MTV said, pop magnum. Now everyone knows about pop magnum. MTV said, drink prune juice. You can start hearing that in juice. Hey, today I bought my car ears, and now listen to what I got to say. Home when I drive a Mercedes, by the way, so everybody listen to what I got to say. Does that make you all happy? Oh, my head's still nappy. Think for myself. So some man, but on my mic ain't not one bad as me. All of this here is good for the rhymes. They put us in the same place at the same time, and it's clear to everybody on my mind. Some of these guys are running out of the rhymes, clear to everybody. It's got ears. I'm the guy that they just might fear, they don't want to get near, but they can't have a peer all day or hard. You just like beer, front of a kid for another 5 years, but come to my shows and some criteria see it mean that much to them. It's a movement. I don't speak for myself, but a unit, black, white, man, woman, anyone who respects truth, we put in these dudes are like no dinner, just put it. Yeah, you sweet, but no substance, put it. You can never ever be with a Lebanon. Our songs get played out of Lebanon. We speak for the people properly, not for the old fat guys in offices and the girls loving. It ain't fair. He can't even be bothered to comb his hair. Anyway, that's enough kissing my own ass. Back to the more important task of being so shower. That I've got half the hood screaming, knowledge is power. And I ain't saying that I'll change that back, but I do know this for a fact. Right now, there's a youth on your block with his hands on his face screwed up. So he don't care that he don't give a, that he won't let nobody call his bluff, but the words go in. Open your chakrams. Once that's happened, there is no going backwards. You start to see what is really happening. Who the enemy is should be attacking us. So read, stuck on the block. Read, sitting in the box. Read, don't let them say what you can achieve. Because when people are enslaved, one of the first things they do is stop well understood that intelligent people would take their freedom. Because if we knew our power, we would understand we can't be held down. If we knew our power, we would not elevate one of these climbers. If we knew our power, we wouldn't get arrogant when we get 2 pennies. If we knew our power, we would see what everybody sees, the rich or better. Whenever my MCs go wrong for your money, don't for my tongue. That's enough. Back to worshiping money. I'm on. Thank you very much.
Quick Akala biz, quick shutdown biz.
What was that?